It happens on a Tuesday in October. You are sitting in your car in the parking garage at lunch. The same garage, the same level, the same spot you park in when you want 11 minutes alone in the middle of a workday. Your phone is open. The investment account is on screen. Your contributions that quarter, $2,400. The account's growth from the market alone, $3,900. You sit with that math for about 8 seconds. The money made more than you sent it. Not by a lot, not by the kind of number that changes anything visibly, but the line crossed, quietly, in a parking garage, during a Tuesday lunch break that nobody will ever know about. You close the app, you finish your sandwich, you go back inside. Nobody at that job has any idea what just happened in the parking garage. This is the story of the 11 years that led to that Tuesday, and what it actually cost, and what it actually gave back. Where it started. You are 26 years old. You have a job that pays $49,000 a year. You have a studio apartment with a bathroom door that does not fully close and a kitchen where the overhead light flickers once every 4 days in a pattern you have memorized. You have a 2009 Honda Civic with 143,000 miles on it and a passenger seat that sticks when someone tries to fold it forward. You have $412 in savings. This is not a rock-bottom story. You are not in crisis. You have enough. Enough is a different kind of uncomfortable than not enough. It is the discomfort of knowing that enough is not a plan. Your coworker Ryan sits across the partition from you. Ryan is 30. Ryan drives a leased Audi. Ryan's apartment is in the building with the doorman and the rooftop. Ryan talks about money the way people talk about weather. Constantly, casually, as if the numbers he mentions are just facts about the environment and not signals he is sending on purpose. You like Ryan. Ryan is not a villain. Ryan is just operating inside a different system than the one you are quietly deciding to build. On a Sunday in November, you open a brokerage account. Not because you understand the market, because you understand that the $412 in your checking account is not going anywhere sitting in your checking account. You transfer $50. That is it. That is the whole beginning. $50 and a Sunday evening and a studio apartment with a flickering light. The first 3 years. Year 1 is small. You automate $75 a month into the account. The account becomes a fact of your financial life the way the parking permit is a fact. Something that costs a fixed amount and happens automatically and that you mostly stop thinking about. By the end of year 1, the account holds $940. The market added some. You added some. Nobody at work knows the account exists. Ryan gets a bonus. He buys a watch. You read about the company he works for online and learn their margins are thin and their growth is borrowed. You say nothing. You transfer an extra $50 that month. Year 2. You get a small raise. You increase the automatic transfer to $125 a month. The raise in your paycheck is smaller than you hoped. The raise in the monthly transfer is something only you and the brokerage account know about. Your colleague Marcus, not the Ryan type, quieter, brings lunch in a container from home, drives a car you have never heard him mention, asks you one day at the coffee machine if you invest. You say a little. He nods. He says, "The boring part is the point." He goes back to his desk. That is the entire conversation. You think about it for 3 weeks. Year 3. The account crosses $10,000. You check it on a Thursday morning before anyone else arrives at the office. The number on the screen is not dramatic. It is just a number. But it is a number that was not there 2 years ago and that nobody at your job knows exists, and that will be larger next Thursday than it is this Thursday without you doing anything between now and then. You close the laptop, you make your coffee, you start your Thursday. The middle years. Something changes in year 4. Not dramatically. Slowly. You start noticing things you did not notice before. You notice that Ryan's Audi requires monthly proof of income to stay in his driveway. You notice that the watch he bought with the bonus is a signal directed at other people in the building, and that the other people in the building have similar signals directed at Ryan. You notice that this loop of signals costs money to maintain and generates nothing except more loops. You do not judge Ryan. You just stop wanting to be in the loop. Your monthly automatic transfer becomes $200. You open a second account, high-yield savings, and put an emergency fund in it. 6 months of expenses. The emergency fund takes 14 months to build. During those 14 months, you do not touch the investment account. You do not look at it more than once a month. Year 5. The market drops. Not a little. Significantly. Your account falls in value by more than you have contributed in 2 years. You do not sell. Not because you are disciplined in some heroic sense, because you look at the number and you think the money is still there. It just says less right now than it will eventually say again. You transfer your monthly $200. You close the app. You go to work. Marcus at the coffee machine. How are you holding up with the market? You. Fine. You, Marcus. Same as always. He goes back to his desk. Year 6. The account recovers. Then grows past where it was. Then grows past that. You are 32 years old. The account holds $63,000. Ryan has left the company. His exit was described as a mutual decision. The leased Audi was returned 3 weeks later. You heard this from someone who heard it from someone else. You say nothing about what you know and do not know. You transfer $250 this month. The Saturday at Victor's house. Year 7. A Saturday in March. Your neighbor Victor, late 60s, drives a 2006 Volvo wagon with a dent in the rear panel he has never mentioned, invites you for coffee. Victor retired 6 years ago. You have never known what Victor did. The house is ordinary. The bookshelves are not. You sit at his kitchen table. The coffee is already made. Victor does not talk about money the way Ryan did. Victor does not talk about money at all. He asks what you are reading. You tell him. He pulls a book off the shelf and sets it on the table between you. The Richest Man in Babylon. Dog-eared. Notes in the margins in 2 different colors of ink. You say, "Is this a recommendation?" Victor says it is a warning. Most people read this book and understand the words. Very few understand that the words are describing a different relationship with money entirely, one where the money is not the goal. The security it produces is the goal. There is a difference. Most people never find the difference. He pours more coffee. You ask, "When did you find it?" Victor. Too late and early enough. He goes back to his book. You drive home in the 2009 Civic. You have 112,000 miles left on that car before it becomes a problem. You know this because you looked it up. You open the account when you get home. $67,000. You look at it the way Victor looked at his book. Not with excitement, with the specific calm of someone who understands what the thing is for. You transfer $300 this month. The Tuesday in October. Year 8. The Tuesday. You are in the parking garage at lunch. The same garage. Level 3. The spot near the support column where nobody else parks because the column makes it hard to see when you back out. You open the account. You have not checked it in 3 weeks. Contributions that quarter, $2,400. Account growth from market alone, $3,900. You sit with that for 8 seconds. The money made more than you contributed. Not by a life-changing amount, by $1,500. But the line crossed. The account is now generating more than you are manually adding to it. The system has crossed into a territory where it can partially sustain itself. You close the app, you finish your sandwich. The remainder of your lunch break is 11 minutes of nothing in particular. You go back inside, you sit at your desk. The meeting at 2 o'clock happens. The spreadsheet gets done. The day ends at exactly 4:59. Nobody in that building knows what happened at lunch. You drive home, you make dinner. The account runs overnight while you sleep. By Thursday morning, it is slightly larger than it was Tuesday. What it cost. Here is what nobody tells you about the years between 26 and 34. They are quiet in a way that can feel like absence. When Ryan talked about the Audi and the watch and the apartment with the doorman, he was also talking about belonging. The signals he sent were also invitations into a shared understanding of what success looks like. You stopped wanting to be in that loop. But leaving a loop is not the same as not noticing the loop is there. There are dinners you leave early because the conversation has turned to things you are building that you cannot describe without saying numbers you are not ready to say out loud. There are conversations with your family where your parents, who love you, who are proud of you in the way parents are proud when they think you are stable, describe you to their friends as responsible. The word lands the way your mother's careful landed in that other story. True. Carrying something it was not meant to carry. There is a version of loneliness specific to building something quietly, not dramatic loneliness. The specific quiet of a project that is going well and that you cannot share the progress of with anyone who would fully receive it. Marcus at the coffee machine one morning says, "The boring part is lonely sometimes." You say, "Yes." He nods. He goes back to his desk. That is the whole conversation. It is enough. Year 10. You are 36 years old. The account holds $280,000. The automatic transfer is $400 a month. You increased it every time your income increased. You increased it the year you did not want to increase it because the month was tight and you almost paused it and you did not pause it. That month you did not pause. It is somewhere inside the $280,000. You cannot isolate it, but it is in there. Victor's Volvo was sold last year. Victor moved closer to his daughter. The house on your street has new owners. They drive newer cars. They have not invited you for coffee. You think about Victor sometimes when you open the account. Not the number. the relationship with the number, the difference between the goal and what the goal produces. You understand it now in a way you did not at 32. The money is not the goal. The specific quality of a Tuesday morning where nothing is urgent, where the account is running and the job is chosen and the emergency fund is full and the car has 3 more reliable years in it. That is the goal. The Tuesday morning is the goal. You have it most Tuesday mornings now. The close. It is a Tuesday in October again. A different October. 4 years further into the story. You are in the same parking garage, level 3. The spot near the column. The same sandwich from the same place 2 blocks from the office. You open the account. $280,000 has become $412,000. Contributions over the last 4 years, approximately $19,000. Account growth from the market and compounding, approximately $113,000. The money has been making more than you for 4 years now. Quietly, in parking garages and on lunch breaks and at 2 a.m. when you are asleep, and the market in a different time zone is doing something you will not see until morning. You close the app, you finish the sandwich, you have 9 minutes left of lunch. In the break room on the way back to your desk, you pass Ryan's old partition. Someone else sits there now. They are looking at their phone. You cannot see what they are looking at. You make your coffee. You go back to your desk. The account runs while the spreadsheet is open. The account runs during the 2 o'clock meeting. The account runs on the drive home and through dinner and while you sleep. Nobody at that job has any idea. The parking garage is the same. The math is completely different. Before you go, I need you to think about one specific number. Not the account balance, not the goal, the month you almost stopped. Everyone who has been doing this long enough has a month they almost stopped. The month the transfer felt like too much. The month the market was bad and the number on the screen was lower than the month before and the rational thing felt like pausing. What month was that for you? Or, if you have not started yet, what is the number that would make you start this week? Not the number you want to reach. The first number. The $50. The $75. Write it in the comments. Just the number. Or just the month. Because the next video is going to be built from what you write down there. The month you almost stopped. The number that would make you start. Either one tells me exactly what to make next. I will read all of it. See you in the comments.